This is Pastor Bill Motley, president of ICCF. The problem is not the problem. Come on now, we're going to talk about it today. This can change everything in your ministry, in your organization. The problem is not the problem. You know, sometimes in ministry and in organization and business, things come up and we'll begin to identify those things as problems, and that's the problem. The problem's not the problem. I learned years ago that the problem is just a faith challenge. It's an opportunity to grow. Sometimes we need these things in our life. And, you know, I run and I walk 5 miles every day. And sometimes years ago, I'd run 10 miles a day. And runners have something called a wall. And you reach a wall in your body, maybe after 3 or 4 miles, your body says, we want to quit. We want to quit. We're tired. We don't want to run anymore. But here's the deal. If you'll go through that wall, I mean, you thought at 3 miles you were about to quit, but after 3 miles, you go through that mental wall and you find out the next 5 or 6 miles are easy. And so that wall was not a problem. It was a challenge. It was an opportunity. Pastor, the things in your church that you have labeled as problems are really just opportunities to grow. Opportunities to increase. And that's what leaders do. They solve things like this. They get through the wall. And so don't identify that as a problem. Don't become problem driven. You know this and I know this. Many times pastors will find something they think is a problem and they'll start preaching on the problem. I mean, they'll do a 4-week series preaching on the problem. Don't preach on a problem. Preach vision. Let your ministry know where we're headed. People need to know. Listen, I wouldn't catch a bus if I didn't know the destination. I'm not going to get on an airplane and I don't know where that airplane's going to land. People are not going to connect to your church until they know where you're headed. And so preach vision. You know, when you're out on the highway on a trip and you got GPS, thank God for GPS, and but there's some road work ahead. And you have to take a detour. So because of the road work, you can't stay on that same road. But you know what that GPS starts doing right away? It reroutes you. Come on, it gets you back on the right track. So when things come up that seem to be problems, the problem's not the problem. It's how we react to the problem. It's what you and your team do to reroute. Come on, this is a word for you today. Reroute. Make sure you keep heading into vision. Make sure you ought to preach vision. Don't ever preach the problem. You know, people do something in your, you know this as well as I do. Come on, I've been pastoring 32 years and because I've done this. I don't do this anymore, but I've done this. You know, something happens in your church and there's rebellion or whatever it is, and you're upset because people have done something, and so you go into the pulpit and you start preaching that. The people you're talking about done left. They're not even there. The ones that are there, you're faithful people. They need vision. They don't need to hear about the problem. So the problem is not the problem. Use that wall, if you will. Use that challenge, if you will, to grow. Man, the times we've grown the most in our ministry is when challenges came up and we just tackled that thing. We hit it head on. We put vision on it. We put faith into it. We got teams working on it. And we grew greater than we would before because of that challenge. Come on, you walk into a gym, you want to build muscle, you need more weight. You can't keep lifting the same weight. You're going to have to lift some heavier weight if you want to build more muscle. And you know what I found out? As your ministry grows, the challenges will grow. I mean, early on, when we started our church with 5 people, we had $100 challenges. I mean, they were $100 and $500 challenges. Not going to call them a problem. But now, and then all of a sudden, we had $10,000 challenges. Well, now, in our ministry, we have hundreds of thousands of dollars challenges. Praise God. We're getting ready to build a building that's going to probably cost $5 million. Praise God. We're going through that wall. We're going to hit it with vision. So, Pastor, the problem is not the problem. Glory to God. It's just an opportunity for you to grow. Change your thinking. Change your mentality. Listen, ICCF is here to help you. Contact us at iccf.us. We want to come. We want to help you. Not going to cost you anything. Pastors, I'd love to meet with you. I'll come in and meet with you and your team. We're here to help you grow and be everything that God has called you to do. So this is Pastor Bill Motley reminding you that your dream is becoming a reality. We'll see you again soon. God bless you.